All right, guys, Skip Garland, Mid-America Dirt, and I've got Mike Nuchols. Mike, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How about you, Skip?
Doing good, doing good. Now, you're from where?
Maryville, Tennessee.
All right. How far are we? We're not very far from there right now, right?
We are 8 miles.
8 miles?
We're in Seymour, Tennessee is where we're at right now.
Okay. All right. And we're at Warrior Race Cars.
Yes, sir.
And this is your business.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you got into racing, Mike.
I got into racing, traditional racing story. Dad raced, family before him raced, and when he quit, then by then you're 15 and you're an addict on this stuff because you've done it all your life and you just got to figure out how to stay in touch with it. So it kind of started off my dad racing back in the 90s.
Now, we talked about this before I started recording. This is really racing country right here.
Yes.
How many tracks are there around here?
Currently, right now, you can get to 10 tracks within 2 hours. Like I was telling you before we started speaking, we could probably get to 10 within an hour back in the 90s. And
wow.
Everybody came from all over the country to come here to race to prove how good you was. You had here in northern Georgia area, you had the Dixie Rome area, and then you came from wherever the country and you came here and stayed here and raced at these areas to see how good you was. I mean, all the names that everybody know they came here and proved how good they was.
I gotcha.
Besides the guy you're a fan of.
Yeah. So how did you start out in late models? Where did you start out in?
So actually, I don't even have a racing background in late models. Like my racing background is just in go-karts.
Okay.
I've never even raced a late model before. I've tested and ran, and like so we'll go do tests, and I've jumped in the car occasionally, just try to help customers, but I don't even race. I build all these things, I don't even race them. I mean, I've got a 604 car that I might try to race this year, but my racing background is just in go-karts.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So how did you get into building race cars?
My dad was a farmer, so fabricator, learned fabrication by trade that way. Done fabricating in high school, went on to college, actually went to NASCAR Technical Institute in Mooresville. Went there thinking I wanted to go do NASCAR and be a fabricator and build all the cool cup cars, what they called the Twisted Sister cars back in the day, the cars that Ronnie Hoover invented and all that stuff. Thought that's what I wanted to do, but that was 04 and 05. Well, in 05, the car tomorrow got implemented. And I got to see fabricators pushing their toolboxes down the road trying to find a job. So that showed me I needed to come back to Tennessee and just get back into late model racing, and ended up at Warrior in 08. But I've actually, like, as far as making a living in racing, this is my 24th year and I'm only 40 years old, and I've been in racing fabrication side of stuff for that long.
Okay. All right. So how many do you build a year on average?
On average, 12 to 15. We've done as much as 20, but 20 a year, it's just me and another guy, so 20 a year is hard on 2 guys. Plus, I mean, we could do 20. That's a pretty good average, 2 a month, but when we go to the racetrack 70-something times a year also, then that puts a pinch on being in here in the shop and trying to get production done. So yeah, average I'd like to see is 12 to 15. I mean, of course, if the orders are there, we typically get 12 to 15 cars on order a year. So we'll build them all from December till May, then we'll go race all summer, and then we'll start production again. My production start is always the World 100. We'll go the World 100 race, come back, start production that week after that. So we'll start the next year's production after that weekend.
Okay. How many cars, or how long would it take you to build a car if you're going full steam on it?
Talking about from jig table right here all the way to start, if we're just doing one car, probably do it in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It only takes 4 days now to assemble a chassis. We've got the process really down. So one guy can build a whole car in 4 days from rack to floor. And then honestly, the powder coat time puts a big time there. Sometimes powder coat could be a week.
Okay.
And then once all the parts are here, it only takes 45 hours to do all the sheet metal. Okay. Bolting on the car is we can bolt together a whole car in a day. It's really not that hard.
Okay. Now, do you have dealers? Do you have a dealer network, or do you just do it yourself?
I have a dealer network. When I bought Warrior in 18, we had a very large dealer network that became kind of inactive. I mean, we had a lot of dealers all across the country. So I really stepped back and was like, the dealer program isn't working, because we had guys that were dealers from 1980 who could call and get a discounted part but hasn't sold a brand new Warrior car or tried to sell a brand new Warrior car in 10, 15 years. So when I took over, I really cut out the dealer network program. I've got 4 guys that are dealers for me. I've got an Illinois dealer. He handles all the Midwest stuff. That's Brandon Hamburg. Got Colton Bear in PA. I've got a guy in North Carolina. And then I've got a guy in Northern Florida that's a dealer for me as well.
Okay. All right. So what are you looking for in the future, Mike, from Warrior Race Cars? What's your plan?
To be around for another 40 years.
Gotcha.
Like Warrior will be 40 years old this year, and just to be around for another 40, that's it. Like I was fortunate enough to buy a business that three brothers had grown to a point to where it was won some of the biggest races in our sport. Really, it has won the biggest races in our sport. Like our wins list is huge. Now, have we done it in the past 7, 8, 10 years? No, but our lineage goes all the way back to winning big races. So I was fortunate enough to be able to buy a business that had been around for 30-something years when I bought it, and the goal is to keep that dream alive and keep that thing going. Really, kind of weirdly, like I want my lineage to carry on, but I also want those guys to never be forgotten about either, and carry on in the next 30, 40 years itself. So the goal is to always be around. That's the end goal of the whole process. But
let me ask you this question. Now, I know some people are going to want me to ask this. Like, as far as this business, how difficult is it selling these race cars with Longhorn and Rocket being there? Does that make it more difficult with those two? I mean, is it hard to break in with them?
It's not hard to break in if you take care of the customer base. That's what it boils down to. It's me and my other guy, which ain't even here today. He's off today, so there's just two of us, but we have really some of the best customer service in the business, and it all boils down to me just treating everybody as I want to be treated, like a good individual, get you all the information you can. It's like we talked about before. I could be on the national tour if I gave some cars away, and we'd be out there and we'd look just as cool as Longhorn and Rocket. I just don't want to chase that deal, so I don't try to sell race cars. It's kind of weird. Like, my job is to sell race cars for a living. I need them on the jig. I need them going out the door, but I've never been a salesman. I will never walk up to anybody and try to sell you a race car. What I'll do is I'll be with this customer here and we'll go run good. Then that guy that runs behind us will come up and talk to me and be like, hey man, what you got going on? And
cool.
Like last week at Smoky Mountain, we had a competitor across from us and we out-qualified him. And I look up after qualifying, he's over there, hey, is this your house car? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, careful, I'll look at it. Kind of been interested in one, and finally got to run with one, and it's pretty quick. So I sell off performance. I guess I'm old school like that. I don't try to sell off social media kicks. I don't try to sell off of who has the coolest t-shirt. I'm very friendly with all my competitors. I guess you could call them competitors. So like I can't never knock them in the form of they sell more race cars than I do. But I guess I'm just ass backwards on it. I just don't try to sell race cars. Right. Just trying to sell you something. Because I feel like when you try to just go sell somebody something, that never ends up good. Like you're just trying to push something on them that they didn't want. If you want me, you'll call me. Most of the guys who call me want a race car, they've sent me a deposit within 2 weeks. They've already got their mind made up when they call me. They're ready to go. So just try to sell off performance, man. And it's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard. I have this grand theory that, and you might have seen my Facebook post the other day about this, about diversity on the regional level. And really diversity on a level that is not seen on Flow or Dirt Vision, right? And that's where I'm at with this whole thing right now. Like those guys at Flow and Dirt Vision, they have helped me stay relevant. They're all really good friends of mine. They've helped me stay relevant in the bigger scheme of things. They always talk about us when we go to the racetracks and all that. But all you see is those two brands out there because that's what's out there, right? Right. But when you go to the regional series, like around your house or like around my house, those cars that are on the national tour that people see on Flow or Dirt Vision, they're running 9th, 12th, 11th. There was five local brands from Tennessee in the top 5 at the last Topless Outlaw race we ran. Wow. But nobody's seen that on Dirt Vision. Nobody's seen that on Flow. So that's what makes it hard to sell race cars, is that the persona is you have to have those two brands to be able to go in a circle, right? When the reality is there's way more builders out there who go in really good circles as well, and we're one of them.
So I know you don't sell race cars, but if I'm going to put you on the spot. So if you have to sell a Warrior, somebody out there watching, tell them why they should consider getting a Warrior.
First off, it's going to be customer service. Like you're going to get me all the time. You buy one of my race cars, you've got a part of me. It has Warrior race cars on it. So as long as you own that race car, you've got me as long as you need me. You're going to have, there's no fees. There's none of this BS that we see going on right now. So like first off, it's going to be customer service. Second off, it's going to be, you're going to get a good race car that you can go from Florida to New York to the West Coast and race all over the place. You're not going to get a car that is regionally specific or class specific. Like we build one car that can run 602 all the way to super late models and be competitive. So the biggest thing is diversity as well. Like we don't have a regional car per se. There are some builders out there that have a class specific car, or they have a regional specific car. we have a really good universal piece. I mean, like we race ourselves, we race each class level every single weekend. That way we know what's going on.
Okay. All right. Mike, man, it was good meeting you today. I've been wanting to meet you for a while. I've been watching your social media, and I know I haven't, in our area, we don't see a lot of warriors, so I wanted to come over here and talk to you and kind of let folks know who you are if they didn't know who you are. And, man, I do appreciate you talking to me. Let me come in here and look around, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you stopping by. It means more than you know. You come all the way out here, so
All right.
thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Oh no, that was the Ute tire that I bent the front clip. Not even the flip.
Guest interviewer today.
The flip didn't.
Good to see you, Manus.
The flip didn't cause that.
No, the flip. I got the carburetor, the header, and a wheel, and the body, of course. But
Probably one of the biggest go-kart wrecks I've ever been in. Me and your brother, I wrecked your brother. I thought your dad was gonna kill me. We were
the only
racing
thing I
champ
remember
carts.
ever about go-karting is Dad always wanting to kick someone's ass.
He was kicking my ass that night.
And I'm like, Dad, you were like up in the age, and all these kids are young, so.
Yeah. If I wanted to kill me, because your brother wasn't that old then, and we demolished a bunch of shit. Like I wrecked your brother, then it wrecked about 20 of us. And your dad was all like, before I could even get out of the champ car, your dad was in my ass.
So if people don't know, you guys kind of know each other.
Today,
All these racetracks over here, how does everybody know each other over here in the race community?
sort of. Like I said, I know her from her family. I raced with her brother, and her didn't race with her dad, but her dad was, we were go-kart racing, so her brother was younger, and we all go-kart raced together. Yeah. She kind of has a family background in racing that I'm familiar with. All right. I guess we can just explain what this thing right here is.
Bill Fries and GRT.
Hold on a minute. You're the one who done the Bill Fry video?
Yeah.
I watched that then. That was badass.
Let's see what we got here.
Dude, I have just met Bill in passing at the old Warrior shop, which is what sucks. Like I bought Warrior and I only got to get the assets of like what builds cars. There are stacks, probably this big over there, of Bill Fry checks from the 90s.
No good.
I'm trying to acquire all this stuff for them guys to die. They're all like 65, 75, 89 years old. There's just, stacks of Bill Fry checks upstairs.
Shit, he probably like know that. You hear that, Bill?
Yeah, just stacks of checks. Stacks of checks.
Super good guy. But yeah, he has a I think like a late 9s GRT jig still there. Do you like redo the front ends?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody get a front clip.
Yeah.
So this is a jig.
Yep, so this is a jig table. So this table here, when we did a redesign, we had a year model range, 07 till 16, we called the 1G design car. It was on a different jig table, and it had some attributes that I didn't want accidentally to be in a new design. So this was an old repair jig table that the Goddard family had back in the corner. It actually built Rayburn's back in the day. It actually built Jimmy Owens loose gruff modifieds back in the day. This same table built those cars. Jimmy Owens modified started at Warrior. People don't know that a lot of times. And then it would turn into a front clip repair jig for the 1G design stuff, but it didn't have all the middle stuff, which is what I didn't like about that car. So wiped it out, done a new design on the computer, got it all laid out here on this jig table. That's the thing, like I got a very old crude jig table. Like we took old fixtures that we had for other stuff and made it work. But yeah, the whole race car comes up off of this. Start with your frame rails, they lay in there, cross members up there. There's all kinds of little jig fixtures in the floor that bolt on. These things here, they tell you where to put the cross. This is for the lower cross member. These are for the uprights. This is for the shock mounts. That locates the upper rail. So when you start putting all this stuff on here, you can kind of start seeing where a race car goes. But most people walk in and we've got all the jig fixtures off and this thing's just totally flat and it looks like nothing can come off this table. It doesn't look like a race car could ever be there. Just a bunch of scribbles that don't make any sense. But once you start, just like Legos, once you start putting the Legos together, then you start seeing what comes out of it. So yeah, this is the jig fixture table. This will do 17 all the way to current. and I've got my other repair jig across town when I need it.
So what are these scribbles for people who don't know?
So this is 4 inches off the jig table for the header tab. This is 6 inches off the bottom rail for the spring steel tab. No, that's the 6 inches for the spring steel tab goes all the way down. This is the center line of the drive shaft loop. This is the center line of the 5th coil brace, which will go from there to there. Then your 5th coil bar will go on top of that. The end of the rail is right there.
So it's literally just a map.
It's literally just a map, yeah. Once you start laying tubes in there, then they all start making sense. But literally right now, none of it makes sense. There's a piece that bolts on to where you're sitting at that the left side of the car hangs off of, and that goes like all the door bars and the driver protection area. It's a whole other piece that bolts on. But yeah, it's literally just a road map to how to build a car. It's funny she said that because that's what it is. And we got a book over there that tells us all the links to the tubes, how to bend them. Everything starts in a rack like that behind her. Starts from scratch and ends up as a race car.
Okay, now this may be a stupid question, and it will be you. So it's probably cat too. But so you put it on here, do you weld it on this table?
You will weld this thing as much as possible. So you will get about 75% done on this table. Like we reach every single thing that we can reach from above. We try to do four points on a weld on each tube. So if we can't complete all the way around, then I won't start one and do an inch weld. We'll leave that one open. Once this thing gets in the floor, it takes about another 2 hours to finish it. So it needs the under rails put in, and then you flip it over and you weld the bottom out, flip it back over, put your window bars in, then send it to the powder coater. So that's a 4-day process. But yeah, the old jig table looks like nothing to somebody that doesn't know what they're looking at.
Right.
Really.
100%.
Yep. It's,
Whoever that guy was in Mississippi that commented, yeah.
yep. This is the jig table. I mean, this holds the front of the halo, that holds the back of the halo, the main hoop. Then all these dimensions tell you where the other bars go off of those. But it's literally nothing makes sense until you put the main stuff in, then you can start pulling measurements off of that, and then it's literally just like a big old Lego kit.
This is something I didn't ask you in the interview. So do you send these out just a bare chassis?
However you want it.
And then people bolt on stuff when they get them?
However you want it. So I've got some experienced customers who buy just the deck cockpit brake lines, powder coated, then I hand them all the parts and they bolt them on. I've got a really good manual. I build my manuals to where I want to feel like I can hand it to my 2-year-old and she can put it together, honestly. Like it makes 100% sense. The race car bolts together and goes in a circle on its own. Then you call and let me know how it went. But then we'll do full rollers. Like this car, when I built this car here brand new, it was a full roller. It was everything minus the engine. Then they put their own engine in, but it had seat, shocks and springs, all ready to go. I mean, we'll do them turnkey as well. If you want turnkey, we'll do that. Send us your engine. We just don't deal with engines. It's probably one of the biggest headaches in the world is the engine because everything's unpredictable. But yeah, we'll do turnkey all the way down to bare frame. Bare frame customers are very rare. I thought I had a bare frame customer a couple weeks ago, and he changed his mind. He's actually dropping it off today. He thought he wanted to do his own sheet metal work. Now he doesn't. So it's being dropped back off today, and we'll do all the tin work in a couple of weeks on it.
Now, ballpark figure, right? If I wanted a full roller Mid-American dirt late model, how much would it?
What class will we run?
Well, we better start with crate or something like that.
If you ballpark figure, there's a couple of nuances, but $68,000 to $70,000, you go to the racetrack for the first time.
Okay.
Right out of the shop. Okay. 604 crate car. Limited steel block motor stuff, you're going to be 80-ish because you're going to have to add another 15 somewhere in there for a motor. Super late model, 125 right out the door, ready to go. I mean, most people don't know what a super late model costs. You can use this as clickbait all you want. $125,000 is what it costs to put one super late model together, race ready. So when we don't want to line up for $500, people might need to understand it's a $125,000 car that's got $1,000 worth of tires on it. And
have you noticed that purses haven't come up any? I mean, it doesn't seem to me like purses have come up much in 30 years.
They're the same.
The price.
Sometimes less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now, when you bring that up to racetrack promoters, they do agree there's no more fans in the stands to bring us no more money. There's actually less fans now than there were in the 80s.
Sure.
So that hurts. A lot of the purses, I'll try to find you some of the old purses from around here. They were crazy. Like in the mid-2000s, we would race for $2,000 to win weekly. Weekly racing, $2,000 to win. And it would be like 800 to start. Like it'd just be crazy numbers, right? Just weekly racing. But weekly racing around here was 125 cars times 10 racetracks, right? Now we don't have that many cars or that many tracks to do it with. You're right though. You need to do a story one time just on purses. That'll stir them up for sure.
Stir,
Yeah,
stir the pot.
stir it all the way up.